Xbox has always been the home to some incredible FPS titles. With the likes of Halo, Call of Duty and Fallout now underneath the Xbox umbrella, it is clear to see why many put the Xbox and FPS games hand in hand. With that in mind, there are some incredible FPS games coming in 2024, so today I'm going to be covering the 15 brand new first-person shooters coming to Xbox and Xbox Game Pass in 2024. My name is Fletcher, this is Xbox Nation. Subscribe down below for more Xbox content every single week, and in no particular order, let's dive straight into the games. One thing that Bungie has done very well with their sci-fi series is weave a compelling narrative that went way beyond the main game and into the DLC content. With Destiny 2 The Final Shape, the story has finally come to an end. With the Witness trying to end everything, you must rally together everyone who can fight to take them down once and for all. New areas will be available for you to explore, taking you to the farthest reaches of reality. Plus, there are new abilities to make your Guardians even stronger. Ultimately, will you be able to bring this to an end, or will this be the end of the world forever? It comes to all the Xbox consoles just around the corner on the 4th of June this 2024. I think it's quite easy to say that the future is certainly one area that many do not want to experience in real life, and that is due to the outlandish nature of what may occur. With that in mind, in Killing Floor 3, you'll head to 2091, where a mega corporation has ruined the world. In this version of the not-so-distant future, they have raised an army of biozombies called Zeds and have set them on to anyone who oversteps their line. Now you are part of the resistance group called Nightfall, and you have to team up with other players to take down the waves of Zeds and reclaim the world from the vile Horzine. Killing Floor 2 was such a fantastic entry in this franchise, and this third entry has been hotly anticipated for quite some while. Usually we don't put movie adaptations on these lists, but we're gonna make an exception when it comes to John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. Why is this? Well, because it's not a direct adaptation of the original movie or the reboot, but something new set within the movie's universe. In this game, the Sludge God has been unleashed and is terraforming the world, and the man who released him has hired you and others to take it and its legions down, and you will have to combine your arms together as the Toxic Commandos. You'll pick the class of your character that you want to be and team up with other players to fight waves of monsters. The better you do, the more you can upgrade your characters, so you have to keep on fighting the waves of enemies until the very end. It comes sometime this 2024, and I know many, including myself, cannot wait. What's better than a game that you can play with your friends? Well, a free game that you can play with your friends. This is a reboot of the original franchise, and Delta Force Hawk Ops takes you into the battlefield alongside other players as you attempt to clear missions and save the day. You'll have numerous options for both the operators you can play as and the missions that you can accomplish. Whether you focus on the campaign or test yourself in the multiplayer environment, you'll have plenty to do, as the developers have made us aware that there will be a ton of content available at launch. Plus, you can find new items and resources to bolster that of your operator and forces, so definitely don't be afraid to look around and see what you can find in this new world. There is no firm release date as of yet, but it is heavily rumored for a 2024 release date on the Xbox Series consoles. The Xbox first-party studio known as In Exile Entertainment revealed their next project coming from the makers of the Wasteland franchise, and that is Clockwork Revolution. It may look a whole lot like BioShock Infinite, but is instead a first-person action steampunk city, time disruptions aplenty, and warring factions among a dystopia or utopia tableau. The studio does say that this time there is something different altogether, and instead it is now a role-playing game, meaning the protagonist is someone players will be able to build on and shape for themselves. Secondly, that city is the Victorian-era metropolis of Avalon, and it is a quite terrestrial as opposed to the airborne Columbia. The big bad lady in this game is known as Lady Ironwood, and thanks to time travel, she's managed to oppress Avalon's poor and working class while reaping the wealth and power for herself. It looks incredible from what we have seen so far, and with the Xbox showcase coming up just around the corner, I expect we will hear more about this game at this event. Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl was meant to come out later last year, but due to some impactful and serious real-world events happening in Ukraine, the setting of the game, the developers have decided to push it back to this year. That was probably for the best though, but regardless, the Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl game you will play as a brand new stalker in the freshly destroyed exclusion zone. You'll have to move throughout the area and get both supplies and weapons in order to survive at all costs. With a lot of dangers to survive and a non-linear story, you're going to have your hands full. You will have to make use of what you have and make good choices, or ultimately end up dead. The Stalker series has always been known for being incredibly gripping and keeping gamers on the edge of their seats, and this entry looks like it will do the same and turns everything up to 11. In Lunar Abyss, players will take the role of a simple prisoner that's tasked with a burdensome task. You must venture into the depths of a moon where a colony was long lost. The goal is straightforward, however, as you have to head in and gather information to bring back home. Ultimately, though, something sinister does lurk here, and you'll soon be on the receiving end of a hostile alien force. Fortunately, though, Lunar Abyss is not looking like a mindless FPS, as the developers have a narrative-driven campaign where you'll uncover the secrets of the colony and its horrifying downfall. However, we are still uncertain at this point as to when we'll actually get our hands on the game, as we're waiting for a release date to be attached, but it is heavily rumored for a late 2024 release. Are you looking for a more action horror experience? Then Rip Out aims to deliver a horror FPS game where players are tasked with clearing out old spaceships. The problem here is that you'll have to fight off monsters that can mutate, but this means some incredibly unique and enjoyable combat similar to the Doom franchise. Each ship is procedurally generated, so no run will feel the same, and this will definitely keep you on your toes. You'll be able to enjoy this game as a solo experience, or you can team up with friends as you seek out some precious loot during each new run. By venturing into each of the various ships, you will track down valuable gear, blow away the mutated monsters, and make a clean break as quickly as you can. This is coming sometime in the later part of 2024, so stay tuned for more info. One game I think many Xbox gamers are looking forward to towards the end of this month is Hypercharged Unboxed. Inspired by films like Toy Story and Small Soldiers, Hypercharged Unboxed is the first and third person shooter many have always dreamed of. You can play solo or with up to 3 friends in co-op, where you can complete objectives, defend the hypercores against waves of weaponized toys, and defeat major evil together in the story campaign. Alternatively, if you want to take on players in PvP or in couch co-op, there is also an extensive versus mode. The developers have promised a ton of content along with huge amounts of customization, and it comes to the Xbox at the end of May. If you're interested, we will have a review up on the channel very soon, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on this upload. Now, if you're like me, you're always on the search for some fantastic deals when it comes to video games, especially on the Xbox consoles. That is why today I have partnered with G2A, especially as they have an incredible console sale going on until the end of May. With Hellblade 2 releasing today, you can grab this brand new release at a fraction of the price, and seeing this at just over £33 is just absolutely incredible. You can even get phenomenal deals on Xbox gift cards, Game Pass subscriptions, and so much more. I've been using G2A myself for over 5 years at this point, and they are my de facto, especially when it comes to saving money on digital purchases. What is even better is that each seller on the website is a third-party registered business that is screened and approved by G2A prior to selling you any digital codes. And that is why so many, including myself, continue to use their fantastic service to this day. If you want to check out the console gaming sale going on at the moment, I'll leave a link below in the description. And thank you again for G2A for sponsoring this video. Instinction is yet another game that will put you in the thralls of a time long past, while still being set in the modern day. Within the Valley of the Rift, dinosaurs run wild, and a group of people will seek to protect them from any harm necessary. You have a so-called deep connection to this place, but ultimately you'll have to explore this and find out why that's the case. You'll have to wander through the many environments of this valley and see all the life that lies within, and this can certainly be a good thing, or an ultimately incredibly bad thing. This is a world that is ravaged by dangerous dinosaurs, and you'll have to have your wits and weapons to get out alive. From what we know so far, this is shaping up to be an awesome experience by such a small indie team, and I think many, including myself, want some more incredible dinosaur games. Stand is an upcoming FPS game that promises an immersive experience set in a vast open world environment on the fallen planet of Sophie. Players will enter a post-apocalyptic realm that thrusts them into navigating treacherous landscapes, encountering mystical anomalies, towering monuments, and the company of their other adventurous souls. The game invites players to unravel the secrets of this desolate world once governed by the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and ultimately discover the untold stories hidden within its ruins. You will have the unique opportunity to construct and command your own formidable tramplers, and these are massive walking mechs that serve not only as means of transportation, but also mobile bases of operations. The game will also allow players to team up with other gamers online to pool resources and create an unbeatable mobile stronghold in this vast, beautiful open world. Right, one game that I've been looking forward to since its reveal is Exomecha, and that is due to the unique premise and nature of this futuristic mech/Titanfall inspired competitive FPS. The last time we really got an update on the game was back in 2022, but technically it still hasn't been cancelled yet, so anything is possible, and we have heard murmurs of a 2024 release, or at least that's what many of us hope. What we do know about this game is that it's an intense combat multiplayer title that lets you fight on the ground or in a giant mech that you can build. Add that to robust environments where action can happen everywhere, and you understand why many people want this game to release now. Neo Berlin 2087 is kind of an odd duck, dropping out of the clear blue sky with a trailer on the Xbox YouTube channel, and one day looking like Unreal Engine 5's first bargain bin inhabitant. Well, we got another trailer recently, again on the Xbox's channel, and the title is starting to look even more promising. Set in the year of 2087, Neo Berlin is definitely trafficking in the same narrative tropes as CD Projekt Red's game Cyberpunk 2077. And ultimately, that's due to corporations owning everything, technology is freaking everyone out, and anarchy is everywhere. It does appear to be heading more of a Blade Runner direction, which is great because it gives it a more investigation style approach. Developed by Elysium Game Studios, it remains to see how this one ultimately pans out, but it's announced for the Xbox Series X and S and is expected this year. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is coming later this year to the Xbox Series X and S and PC, and will be available with Game Pass on day one. This new journey, starring the legendary archaeologist, comes from the award-winning team at Machine Games, who are the minds behind Wolfenstein: The New Order and Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. Set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is a first-person, single-player adventure that will take you all over the world, uncovering clues and solving an ancient mystery. Become the adventurer in a race against sinister forces. Your journeys will take you from the hollowed halls of the Vatican, the arid deserts of Egypt, to the lush and sunken temples of Sukhothai and the frigid peaks of the Himalayas. I cannot wait to see what Machine Games have crafted, especially as they are masters of the FPS craft. Now, we've had a game that had quite a few incredibly successful closed beta tests, with many comparing it to Call of Duty games of old, and that is X-Defiant. This game was originally revealed back in 2021, and the outrage ensued due to the Tom Clancy name was significant. It does seem though that the developers are listening to many within the community and have stated that this game has taken on a lot of feedback since its release. It has now dropped the Tom Clancy name, becoming more of a casual experience, and even comes with no skill-based matchmaking. Many have applauded this game for its great combat, fast-paced action and fantastic map design, and it does release on Xbox on the 21st of May, and it will be completely free to play. What FPS game are you looking forward to this year? Let me know down below. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more Xbox content every single week. The support is incredibly appreciated, and it makes more Xbox gamers find a channel like yourselves. Whilst here, why don't you check out the video on screen now of the 20 best Xbox exclusives that you can pay right now on Xbox Game Pass in 2024.